Thursday Thunder.
Yes.
Adrian.
Yes, Kim.
How are you
I am...
on this Thursday, the 27th of October?
How am I? I'm good. A little bit frustrated, but we can skip past that part for now. Other than that, how are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Good
Getting
to
there.
hear.
Injury free. Back to most probably 90%
Yep.
health.
Still a little bit of like a...
Still got that thing from my, well, if it was COVID or whatever.
Don't know what it was.
But yeah, no, still have issues with a little bit of chest issues, bit of coughing at night. And, general, but getting there. It's been, I think this is 7 weeks now.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time so far. Yeah. Just a little raspy.
Otherwise, training is pretty much now back to 100% output.
Good to hear.
So I signed up for the South Australian Deadlift Championships on December the 10th. So I've got about 7 weeks. I think it was 7 weeks last weekend.
Okay.
I think it's 6 weeks this week.
Beautiful.
So yeah, pulled back on my deadlifts a little bit. So sort of now starting and peaking up on that day.
Good. What are you going to go? What's the goal for when you do this meet? Because last time you pulled like 185?
187 and a half.
187 and a half for your last meet. What's the goal for this one?
Well, obviously 190 plus. So
okay.
I'm looking at, I think I might go for 190 on my second lift.
Yep.
And then
maybe go 192?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm mostly open on a very conservative 170 or 175 to get a number up on the board. And then we'll see from there how it feels. But obviously the goal is to beat 187 and a half.
Yeah, good.
Whether I do just 190, I'll be happy with that.
I think you can do it. I think it's very feasible, very easily for you to do.
So it's a little bit of a pity because I was meant to compete last weekend, but then I got that crook.
Yep.
You know, so 618 had the big novice titles, and that was a big meet.
I did see some photos, yeah.
So I must admit, powerlifting and strength sports are still right up there.
Yeah, it's once you get into that circle, you realise it's a lot bigger than you originally anticipated.
Yeah, so they get good numbers at all the comps, so it's really good to see. And you're now, 3 weeks?
I'm now 4 weeks post.
Is it 4 weeks? Has it been 4 weeks already? No.
It'll be 4 weeks on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go 3.7 weeks.
Yep.
I feel great.
Yeah.
Feel good. Eating what I want, when I want, not tracking a single calorie. It's been fantastic. It's just been a great little... it's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders just so I don't have to keep tracking things day in, day out. I haven't tracked a workout.
The big question is how much weight have you put on?
10 kilos from the Adelaide show. Yep, I was
80
80 on stage at the ICNSA, and now I'm 90. I was 90 and a half yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah,
is that now stabilising? You think that's where you started, wasn't it?
I started at 95. My body's natural set point is 95, so I think I'll slowly creep back up there. Yeah. But my 90 kilos now, my body composition is so much better than it has ever been before. So no, I'm on the right track. I'm sleeping is great. I'm not waking up every 5 minutes now due to stress levels. I'm not having breakouts of like psoriasis, which is one of the last things that was happening on my hands because apparently that's brought on from stress. Yep. No, I feel really good. My body feels good. Training's been, training is fun. Haven't tracked a single thing in training. I start that as of November. I just figured I'd give this month to just rest and recover and enjoy myself, and that's what I've been doing. That's been really, really good.
Just pretty much training what you want to train.
Yes, exactly it. Yeah. So I've just taken a huge step back and just gone, I'll train back today, but I'm not going to be tracking anything, and I'm just playing around, using all the equipment, doing all the movements, and just having fun. And it's been good. It's been a good little rehab on my body too, because my joints don't hurt, my knees don't hurt as much. Yep. It's really, really good. Training with different people, so I'm always learning, always wanting to train with different. Me and Scott have been training a lot together recently. And that's always a fun one because we just tend to push each other that one little bit each time and pay for it. But it's been good.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Shop-wise, there's not too much going on. Well, there is bits going on in the background. I'll talk about that a little bit later. in a minute. But basically, just a couple of new products. So Maxis have come out with a new creatine range. So this is just creatine monohydrate.
Yep.
So they've got a 400 gram creatine, unflavoured. So there's nothing else at it. It's just pure creatine monohydrate. $44.95.
We've got 100 gram here
100 gram.
$14.95, and then we got 100 serve capsules for $24.95. So if you want to have it in caps instead of a powder, got that available now. Again, just straight creatine monohydrate. Nothing else added.
Now we have had people ask for capsule creatine because some people just can't handle taking it.
Yep.
So basically, what you have to remember: 4 capsules of this is 2,600 milligrams.
Okay.
So there's 600 milligrams. 24, 47.
Yeah.
650.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, 650 milligrams of creatine per capsule. 4 capsules, 2,600. So really, you should take about 8 a day to get a effective dose.
Exactly.
Just over 5 grams.
Yes.
As a good maintenance dose of creatine. So they're available now. Capsule, 100 grams, 400 grams. I'll just touch a little bit more on creatine, and there is still supply issues. Mm-hmm. So we can only always get at the moment. We've got a shipment of Maxis creatine. We've got some Switch creatine coming in tomorrow. We had some Primabolics, and we've got a little bit of Optimum Nutrition. So we've always got some creatine, but doesn't mean we've got all the brands in. 1 kilo creatines at the moment are pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, very
The companies are I don't think they're even bothering to pack 1 kilos because there's just so much demand for the 300 and 500 gram sizes. So there has been a little bit of a price rise in creatine, but not as much as in protein powders.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still very affordable. And we've got currently a fair bit of creatine in stock and coming into stock. Yeah. That can change just so quickly. We're also working with a new Australian company.
Yes, we are.
So we can't divulge too much about it. But this really is a hardcore range of products.
Yeah, this is something that when we saw it, had a high stimulant at its base and then an extreme stimulant as the step up. So
that's right. So there's 2 pre-workouts, there's a fat burner, and there's a non-stim pre-workout.
Yep.
So the non-stim I'm actually excited to try. There's some really good, a little bit different from everybody else, really high dosed in nootropics.
Yes.
Just to give you that alertness feeling and a lot of beta-alanine. So that will be out most shortly in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. Most shortly next week, we'll be able to start giving out a little bit of information on these products. But really excited to work with it. Always excited to work with Australian companies. Mm-hmm. And while we're at it, I just want to do a shout out to some of these Australian companies because we spoke about it yesterday, how
we did.
These owners are so hands-on and they're so excited. They're so passionate about the industry.
Yep.
And some of the companies we work with, Greg from Switch Nutrition, Reese from Dragon, Will from Primabolics, Nick Jones, obviously, from Gentech, Mike Pearson. All these guys come from bodybuilding backgrounds, real long time in the supplement industry, but the passion they have it's actually...
It's infectious.
It's infectious, isn't it? When you start talking to these guys... and you can look them up. They're all on Instagram. You got Greg Hagelin, you got Reese Koala, you got Will. What was surname?
Will Warren Davies.
Will Warren Davies. That's right. Mm-hmm. Mike Pearson, Nick Jones. They're all active on social media, but just they have such a passion for their business. It's really exciting. Yeah.
It's always good to see the owners being also their lead formulators for their products.
That's right, and generally they are. All these owners are the formulators of the products, and I think that's where that passion comes hand in hand.
Yeah, definitely.
So, looking forward to working with this new company. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be an exciting range of products.
Very much so.
I can't wait to showcase them to you. That's about it in terms of shop. There's not much more. We're stocked up as much as we can. We've got coming back into stock, speaking of Mike Pearson, so the Magic Mass.
I did see that.
Coming back in stock.
Yes, and I did see it's also available in the Golden Way time now.
Yes.
Which is even better.
Yep.
Because their chocolate is fantastic.
Their chocolate is, without a doubt, the best tasting mass gainer product out.
I would go as far as still the best tasting chocolate protein powder.
Yeah.
Without hands down, if you ignore the fact that it's a mass gainer, it is literally the best tasting chocolate flavor.
Well, I used it, and I use it as a post-workout because it gives you the carbs, and the carbs in the Magic are just good quality, slow and fast release carbohydrates. But that will be back in stock, hopefully tomorrow, if not Monday.
Awesome.
Bit of body. We haven't spoken about bodybuilding much.
It's been quiet,
but there's a lot of exciting things happening and I'm talking about IFBB professional bodybuilding. One of the most anticipated pro debuts for a long time would be happening this week, and that's Michael Krizo.
Yeah, this guy's doing the rounds on Instagram for over a year.
Yeah, well, he's been with the IFBB Elite in Europe. So we've spoken about this a long time ago. It's very confusing to a lot of people, but there is actually 2 IFBB Pro Leagues. You've got the IFBB Elite and the IFBB Pro League. The Pro League are the ones that are affiliated with the Olympia and most of the pro shows. The Elite, you pretty much don't hear anything about it. But Michael Krizo was the #1 pro in the Elite. He defected earlier this year over to IFBB, but he had to then go back into the amateurs. So he went back into the amateurs, won his pro qualifier very easily a couple of weeks ago. And he's now competing in the Prague Pro this weekend to try and get into the Olympia. Now, he should win this based on the lineup. He should win this quite comfortably.
I'd say.
But it'll be interesting to see him in a lineup with established IFBB pros.
You've never seen him stand next to anyone else. He's always by himself.
Yes.
In a gym line.
And he's got a crazy physique.
He does.
Like
he does have a
really crazy
physique.
fullness, roundness, thickness. He's a big unit. Without compromising the aesthetics. He looks great.
He does.
He's got a really good physique. It will be interesting to see him in the lineup.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Seeing actual comparisons.
And if he gets to the Olympia, that will be even more interesting. Because there's a lot of people hyping this guy up, that he's going to really rock the pro ranks. So it'll be interesting to see. So it's Michael Krizo. You look him up. He's he's quite active on social media. I think he's from Yugoslavia or somewhere like that.
Poland. I don't know. Let's just say he's from somewhere in Europe.
So looking forward to seeing that. And speaking of the Olympia, there's over 30 competitors qualified for the Olympia. So that's going to be interesting enough as it is.
Yeah, and we had a discussion about this, eventually maybe wanted to do like a tourney sort of thing, like a seeding event they should do.
Yeah, because I was sort of bringing up saying that I think 30 is too many competitors in the Olympia, that it detracts away from the eliteness of the show. Maybe 15 competitors max would be ideal. I think that would be ideal because you'd have a top 10 I think that would be good. But 30, it's going to be interesting to see how that prejudging runs.
Yeah, it's like, like an open call out, 10th call out, that's good. But we'll see
certainly
how it goes.
This is the most exciting Olympia in years, with all the competitors, all the new names. Rami really, based on, you've been seeing, he's actually really active, putting up updates every week. He keeps going the way he is. He's got this one hand.
Yeah.
It'll be just everyone fighting for second place. So, interesting times. I did write here, and you mentioned that you've got your sleep going along really well. I had a conversation at the shop yesterday after you left where a guy came in and we were just talking, and he ended up then saying, what's one of the most important things in my weight training that I should be focusing on? And I actually told him sleep, and he was really surprised at that. But there's so many people don't focus on their sleep. And again, we've talked about this heaps of times. I track all my sleep with my Oura Ring. You track your sleep as well. And if you make an effort to get a good night's sleep, well, that will then translate into everything being good. Your training being good, your recovery being good, your general persona being good, everything.
Oh, so, there's been studies that link to undersleep and then overeating.
That's right.
So it's so if you're not getting enough sleep, you're more inclined to put on weight.
Exactly right.
So it is a very important thing. But when you say it's on focus on your sleep, they go, how? It's like, go to bed early.
I think the best thing to do I found is to have a set bedtime and a set wake up time. And you wake up every time. Don't sort of go, oh, weekends I'm going to sleep in. No, I wake up every single day at the same time.
Yep.
And whether I go for a walk or not, I still get out of bed and start my day.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much every day is the same time, and I will generally go to bed around the same time. Once you get into that habit, you'll find that your sleep will be a lot better.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. Yep.
And to do, some people might struggle initially, but, if you get things like an adrenal product, like Restore or Adrenal Switch, that'll help reset your cortisol, get you into that pattern of sleep a lot easier. And then when that alarm goes off in the morning, you get up straight away.
It's easy to get up.
Yeah.
Easier to get up, easier to fall asleep.
That's
the goal.
That will tend to reset your sleep patterns, put you into this pattern of consistency. You'll find that you're then starting to get a more consistent REM and deep sleep, and you're going to start recovering. And all of that will boil down to then in your training, your recovery in your training, and even your body composition.
Yeah. Sleep. Get some sleep.
That's it.
Get some sleep.
I think that's it for now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, actually.
Did you have anything else?
I did. Kimmo, what's the best pre-workout? What's the best pre-workout?
Yes. Yeah, look, this gets asked so many times, and effectively, if you go into the shops now and have a look, all the pre-workouts are virtually the same.
Yes.
They are virtually the same because these companies can only now utilize these certain ingredients in these dosages, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So on paper, they're going to be all around about the same.
Yeah. And when you ask what's the best pre-workout, it's so unbelievably subjective.
That's right.
Like I had someone said, like, oh yeah, 5150 is the best, and then someone might hate it, and then you're lying to me.
That's right.
You sold the product that it wasn't the best. And it's like, well, for me, that hits hard enough. Yeah. And I find if you're
actually hits too hard.
If you're having something that's dosed with 400, 500 milligrams of caffeine plus stimulants on top, that's a good sign for me to go, hey, maybe you should take a step back. Give your body a chance to rest and relax and recover and sleep so you can reset that feeling. Your body becomes so dependent and so unbelievably with your tolerance level. You need to have a tolerance break from caffeine. Right. It's sort of like when people drink too much and they have a tolerance break from drinking. They can get drunk off one beer. It's the exact same thing. So when, I had someone come into the shop just yesterday and said 5150 wasn't strong enough. I'm like, well, that's terrifying to me.
That's right.
That's scary, man.
Yeah,
that's
because it is one of the strongest ones on the market.
Yes. Yeah. In terms of purely just
stimulants.
If you just get the stimulants alone and weigh them out, it would be one of the strongest. So if something like that isn't strong enough, you're taking too much. Take a step back.
We spoke about this before. The other thing too is that the product is still working. You're just becoming blasé to it.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I mean. You cannot expect to be feeling wired up every single time when you're taking a pre-workout. You will get that, and it's not a tolerance as such that the product's not working. You're just getting blasé to the effect.
Yeah.
The product is still working. It's still doing what it's meant to do. It's still providing you with energy, etc. But you're right.
Yeah, you're not feeling it.
If you think and you are starting to chase something stronger and stronger, then that is the time. And we've said this 1,000 times. We've spoken about it so many times on our videos. That is the time to go off your pre-workout.
Yeah, and most people go, but why?
Yeah.
Well, I just
the best thing I did was stop using pre-workouts every single workout. I only use them selectively now. And it doesn't matter which one I grab off our shelf in the kitchen here. Yep. I get a feeling and an energy boost out of it.
Yep, same.
So, go off them. There's some really good pre-work, non-stim pre-workouts that will give you that feeling of a stimulant pre-workout.
Yeah.
Like Grind has got that beta-alanine in it, so you get those tingles still. So it gives you that feeling that, I'm using the stimulant-based product. But those nootropics still give you good focus, good energy.
Yeah. Nothing to complain about.
But it's hard telling people that because they don't want to hear that. They just want to get the next best and next strongest pre-workout.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's like some street cred or something. I don't know. I took 3 scoops of disorder and I didn't feel
But that will boil down to this sleep thing that we just spoke about. You know, if you're taking these high dosage pre-workouts all the time, and I bet you your sleep is not working as well.
Yeah. Yeah, or you're just having broken sleep. You're waking up way too early. You're finding it hard to settle at night. Yeah, get your sleep under control. Cut out stimulants for a little bit. There is no best pre-workout. Best is subjective.
They all work.
What's the best protein? I don't. Standard vanilla. That's the best one. And if anyone answers back, they're wrong because vanilla is the best. Yep. There we go.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This episode, as per normal, is brought to you by Australian Muscle and Australian Muscle the Gym and Australian Muscle Online.
Yeah, free Australia-wide delivery.
Still doing free Australia-wide delivery on anything over $20. So, check us out.
Definitely.
To everyone else that has been supporting us, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. Here at the gym and at the shop, everything's going really well.
Great.
If you want to come and train in a little bit of a different atmosphere and environment, come and check us out here at the gym.
Definitely.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.